Hey, it's Randytbird here. Sunday afternoon, going for a ride. More ride. I did a video earlier. I'm doing another one now. Headed north on 87. Outstanding view of Four Peaks today. Just beautiful. This got a sign that said controlled burn up here ahead. It's looking like might be a burn going on up in the mountain there. I can see a little plume of smoke going on. Hopefully Forestry Service knows what they're doing, trying to clear out some of the excess brush so we don't have catastrophic fires. And it's all about managing the forests. Of course, there's a certain government official thinks that we should rake the forest, you know. There's common sense for you. Let's get out there and rake the forest. Well, I guess I won't have a catastrophic forest fire in my house because I raked the backyard yesterday. So my 100-foot pine tree is safe. Anyway, enough of politics. Beautiful day in the desert. A lot of ATVs out today on trailers headed north. They're kind of late in the day to be getting out, I suppose, but you know, people do what they got to do. It's this time of year you've got daylight only till about 5:30, and then it starts getting dark fast. It's out here in the outskirts too. It gets cold pretty fast after dark. New Year's Day I was out, and it was pretty chilly New Year's Day. I think the high temperature was only like 52 or 3, and the sun was shining and it was pretty nice, but as soon as the clouds went back under it got kind of chilly. That was a fairly short ride that day. Still, it's a ride, and I try to get out on every New Year's Day. I remember back in 2000 I had a brand new Triumph Thunderbird Sport, and I went out New Year's Day, and there was snow in the desert, and the roads were clear and everything. It had stopped snowing and the sun was shining, but everything was covered with snow. That's about the weirdest thing you ever want to see, is snow on cactuses. That was an experience. I tried to buy a camera. You know, this is back in the day before digital cameras were affordable anyway. I think they were available, but they were only like 3 megapixel or 4 megapixel, and they were $800–900. Anyway, I was trying to buy a disposable camera. Remember those? You could buy at the convenience stores or the grocery store, and a film camera. And everybody was sold out. The lady at the convenience store said that they sold out first thing in the morning on Saturday because of the or whatever day it was, because of the snow. Everybody was having to have pictures. I remember in film cameras, you took your picture and you hoped it turned out good, and you took them to the photo place, Walgreens or whatever, or the grocery store, and you had the film developed, and you hoped out of the 24 pictures that was on the roll, at least some of them were good. And they used to give you double prints, free double prints, and then so you'd have 2 pictures that didn't turn out. It was pretty cool. I have some pictures from the trips to Colorado, Yellowstone River back in the day, taken on the old 124 cameras. Now 124 was this little snapped together, I don't know if it was Kodak. I think it was Kodak, yeah. Kodak cameras, and they were little pocket, not disposable cameras. You reload them with film, and 126 film was like a cartridge. And this thing had been dropped a bunch of times, and so it left it somehow left some light in after it was snapped back together. And so all your film had this light streak at the very bottom of the picture on all of it, and some of those old pictures show that. Yeah, I was thinking about laying them out on the table and then shooting them with my camera and try to like do a video of it. I might do that here on one of these days when it's not a good riding day, to just show some of the old times on old film. I know it won't be a real first-rate video, but it'd be amusing, you know. So let's see what things look like back in the 70s and 80s, riding shovel heads and English bikes. Everybody rode back then whatever they could get their hands on. The people we rode with had everything from 350 Hondas to 3-cylinder 2-stroke Kawasaki's, Z1s, 750 Hondas, Harleys, mostly Ironhead Sportsters and shovel heads, Super Glides. Super Glide was a sought-after bike back in those days, and everybody I called had made the economy chopper out of them. They could throw 6-over forks on them, and they put drag pipes on them and tall handlebars or risers on your stock bars, made them look like a poor man's chopper. Some guys went all the way and put them in rigid frames and raked them out and whatever, but most of us just bought a set of $100 extended tubes and put that together, and so they make your bike kind of evil handling. Not that shovel head Harleys were good handling bikes to begin with. They were heavy and slow steering. Suspension had all of the dampening qualities of a door closer. But, you know, for the day, that's what we had. You know, arguably there were other bikes that were far superior back then, but you know what, we had them, and I very rarely was ever stranded on any of the old Harleys, or even my old English bikes. I'm not saying never, but very rarely. I think the only times my 81 shovel head stranded me was from a flat tire, and I had to get trucked back into town. It being Sunday, I couldn't find any place open to fix it, so hauled it home. A friend of mine hauled it home, and we put it up on the jack, pulled the tire off, and had a tube at home and fixed it ourselves so I could ride to work on Monday. So, yeah, good times, bad times. Sometimes those distinctions blend. As I've had some pretty good times. We're just, you know, it's kind of like misery loves company. So, you know, if your friends broke down on the side of the road, you do what you can to fix it, or you hang out. And usually if you get hauled back into town, people end up drinking some beers at their house and trying to figure out what's wrong with it, or helping them put it back together. You know, those were some good times back then. Back then, you know, most of the people I knew were not wealthy, and when your bike broke down, you had to do your best to fix it. There's always, in every group, there's guys that were mechanical and guys that were mechanical disasters. I was somewhere in the middle of that group. I could do some things, but other things, to this day, I still can't do. One of those things is wiring, and the other one is transmissions. I mean, transmissions to me are evil inside. I can't ever make them work right. I've had to break down transmissions on dirt bikes to fix them, and ended up with extra parts. That's never a good sign. You think missing one washer wouldn't be that big a deal. Yeah, well, it's no big deal, except it won't shift. So that ends up becoming a big deal. But when you're racing motocross and desert races back when you're 19, 20, 21 years old, you know, and you're making $65 a week take home, you had to do your own work. Yeah. But somehow got through it, again with help from friends over the years, come and gone. But now, fortunate, I've got some friends that are very, very good mechanics, and they can take care of just about anything that goes on with your bike, you know, short of well, not even, I mean, collision damage. A friend of mine runs a body shop, and I've seen him fix bikes that were busted up pretty bad too. So he builds some great looking bikes, and they're not crazy I call it magazine customs, you know, where they got weird unrideable tricks. He builds nice, reliable, rideable custom bikes, and he does some great stuff. So anyway, heading out to the foothills here. I'm not going to go too far north today. I'm not really dressed for the super cool temperatures that are going to be coming up. Again, some more beautiful views of the mountains as we get closer to Four Peaks. You can see there's a little bit more snow up there than I thought. Just the sky is crystal clear today. Beautiful. Imagine if I was back here the day after Christmas, as if I was up here, there'd probably been some snow right where we're at right now. Because of the way that it was all the way down to the base of the Four Peaks mountain up to there to the right. So, I'm going to stop at Sycamore Creek, watch the dirt bikes ride around, watch people with their off-road thing. There's a little off-road area, off-road trail area out here, Sycamore Creek. I've ridden that many times in the distant past, and I just don't know that if I'm my body is up to dirt riding anymore, although I'd sure like to give it a try. Just have to behave myself and not go crazy, you know, and think that I'm 21 again, because I'm definitely not. So anyway, I'm going to cross the highway here. I'm going to stop and take in the sights, maybe get some more still pictures with my camera, so I do love it out here. I come out here in the summer, usually real early in the morning, and you get some great light on the mountainsides up here. It's pretty beautiful. Anyway, it's Randy T-Bird signing off.